Hello, Wolfram Pack Amigo thingies. Today I'm going to talk about everyone's favorite person, Donald Trump. Let me say this before anything else, that Trump is not smart and I don't like the man, and that this whole peace deal in Ukraine as it stands now is not a good deal, although I suspect that much like the tariffs against Canada and Mexico, this is just really leverage and he's just trying to scare people, which, no matter what you think of him, it has been shown to kind of work. So, in this case, he, a few days ago, called Zelenskyy a dictator, among a few other comments, and this comment got very panned by the mainstream Democratic media. Here's NBC saying it was a false claim or whatever, which, by the way, you can't say that calling someone a dictator is false or not false. It's not a strictly defined thing. It is an opinionated statement. And I can assure you there's probably been plenty of people who've come onto MSNBC and have called Trump a dictator, but by the popular conception of dictator, no, it's a correct statement. He is. The same day that Russia invaded, Ukraine declared martial law, and, I guess, it doesn't necessarily make someone a dictator, but, it kind of paves the way for that. This makes sense. This is a normal thing to do during wartime, whatever. March 20th, 2022, Zelenskyy suspends Ukrainian opposition parties with ties to Russia, warns of harsh response if they don't comply with the ban. Okay, so now we're banning political parties on suspicions of ties with Russia, which can really mean so much, by the way. That's definitely not very dictatory at all. May 14th of that year, Zelenskyy signs law banning pro-Russian political parties in Ukraine, so more of the same stuff. July 8th, Zelenskyy has consolidated Ukraine's TV outlets and dissolved rival political parties, so with the TV outlets, there were numerous outlets that were nationalized by the government, they just took them over. That's definitely not a dictator-y thing to do. August 25th of last year, Ukraine's president signs law banning Russia-linked religious groups. And by the way, when we say Russia-linked, we mean the Ukrainian government is alleging so. Much like how the American government alleges, China stealing data from TikTok without showing any evidence publicly. In my opinion, these are all dictator-y things, and am I even saying that that's necessarily bad? No, I'm not. During the Civil War, Lincoln unilaterally suspended habeas corpus. He was a dictator during the Civil War, much like FDR during World War II, in many ways. And this is a controversial move of his, one of his less popular ones, but I think to an extent it was necessary. So yes, I think Zelenskyy very clearly is a dictator, but I think some of what he's doing is rightfully so. I think some of it is dumb. But, either way, I don't really care. And I don't think you should either, because, international relations is not just about supporting, the countries with the most ideologically pure actions. I mean, it's not like America does that in the first place, considering our support for Israel. So do you really think that Trump is turned off from supporting Ukraine because he's a dictator? No, he's just being annoying. But the mainstream media response that, oh, this is like Russian disinformation, and this was disproven by the Mueller report. It's so Reddit, and it's so very pathetic, and it doesn't, acknowledge the fact that we have to ask some hard questions about what Zelenskyy is doing as president right now. Anyways, that's all for today. I have a lot more opinions on Trump stuff, but this one in particular, I wanted to get out there. And I'll say this, again, I don't like Trump, but I think that really the Democratic media response to what he's done is about 50 times more petulant and annoying and ignorant than just about anything he's actually done. So that's all I have to say for now. Bye bye, Wolfram Pack Amigo thingies.